What up, what up? Welcome back to the channel. I'm J and we're locked in. Today we're talking about Jonathan Majors because there has been some reports coming up that he may potentially be getting back in the Marvel Universe. Now, we all know what happened with him and we'll do a recap of why he isn't in Marvel anymore. But there's conflicting reports of him maybe getting looked at by Marvel, but then Marvel not really coming out and saying anything. So as far as him getting back in the MCU, which we know is very lucrative, is still in limbo right now. We know that Jonathan Majors is trying to make a comeback. So we're going to jump into these articles and see if he's actually being looked at, or this is just something that maybe a random person on the internet made up. It got to one of the blog sites and it just grabbed legs and started walking with it. But before we jump into this and we break down what's going on with Jonathan Majors and his potential return back to the big screen, if you like news articles like this pertaining to different movie shows, I'm J. You should hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell so you get something every time I upload. Let's go ahead and jump into it. Let's see if Marvel is really interested in bringing Jonathan Majors back, which would be a good look, but you know, those other folk, they probably ain't gonna like it. Or are they interested in bringing me in and letting me just get a piece of the pie? It's crazy how fast time flies because this article from Jonathan Majors getting dropped was from December 18th, 2023. So it's been almost over a year and a half. We seen the footage from the trial, him running away. It was kind of funny. It's unfortunate that he got in this situation, but that's how it is when you messing with those people. And hopefully he can bounce back. We know he does have a film coming out, but this is about him potentially getting back in Marvel. Now, this is on Variety and it says Marvel Studios dropped Jonathan Majors following the guilty verdict for harassment and assault. Marvel Studios parted ways with Jonathan Majors, the actor who was cast to play Kang, the central antagonist of the multiverse saga of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, after he was convicted on December 18th for 2 misdemeanor counts of harassment and assault on Grace Jabari, his ex-girlfriend. A source close to the studio confirmed the decision to Variety. Now, we seen that he was actually the one getting assaulted. He ran away from the scene and it was misdemeanor crime. So should he have got dropped from everything? I definitely don't think so. We see people get DUIs, hit and runs, manslaughter charges, and they continue to keep their jobs. In the verdict, Majors was also found not guilty of 1 count of intentional assault in the 3rd degree and 1 count of aggravated harassment in the 2nd degree. The actor was arrested on March 25th on assault and harassment charges after Jabari accused Majors of assaulting her in the backseat of a private car after she took his phone to read a text message he received from another woman. Now, a lot of people were speculating it was probably Megan Good, but we not here to do any of the rumors. They are together now. She supports him, and we're just trying to get back into the rhythm of acting. Jabari alleged that Majors forcefully retrieved his phone from her, causing excruciating pain and injury to her right middle finger. When she exited the car, Majors hit her on the back of the head and then tried to force her back into the car, causing a cut behind her right ear. From everything we've seen, none of that actually happened. We did see him trying to get out the vehicle, her attacking him running down the street. There were all kinds of memes and stuff about it, but that was March of 2023. We're almost in March of 2025, so almost 2 years has passed. And as recently as February 4th, it says Marvel Studios over on Yahoo Entertainment, Marvel Studios reportedly considering Jonathan Majors' return as Kang. Now, we know there's a lot of money in the MCU and they probably had a lot of stuff already written and had ideas. So one part of me is saying business wise, it would probably be good to bring him back because this throws off the whole universe. And we know one thing about making money. They're not trying to miss out on billions. Now, continuing in the article, it says Marvel Studios is reportedly reconsidering bringing back Jonathan Majors as Kang the Conqueror in the MCU, according to a recent report by Screen Geek. The studio head, Kevin Feige, is contemplating Majors' return to properly conclude Kang's storyline in future Marvel projects. As I mentioned, they have ideas stemming for years and how they actually want to do this. In business wise, it makes sense because now you have to implement either a new character in a whole new storyline or have someone else come in and fill that role. We seen in Space Jam, they showed Kang, Jonathan Majors in Space Jam. He was all throughout that because this is their big push. The news comes after Marvel Studios severed ties with the actor in December of 23 following his conviction of 2 misdemeanor charges related to the March 23 incident involving his former girlfriend. The legal outcome led to significant restructuring of the MCU, including the rebranding of Avengers, the Kang dynasty and Avengers, Doomsday, and the introduction of Doctor Doom and the new central antagonist. Despite the major shifts, Marvel is reportedly weighing the options regarding Major's return, which could allow the studio to address unresolved plot lines surrounding Kang. Now, you know, the diehard MCU fans, oh, we need this because the timeline's going to be off from such and such. Now, I'm not really that big into the MCU. I did watch the Avengers Endgame and Civil War. I watch them from here and there, but I wouldn't be able to tell you where a character comes in, what part of the timeline they're actually in. But I do know business, and I know cutting this out is cutting out $3, $4, $5 billion, because these movies, they generate revenue that we've never seen, especially when it comes into the cinematic universes. Now, over on TMZ, we know they get the drop, they get the inside information. It says Jonathan Majors not in talks for Marvel comeback. Now, this is also published on the 4th. Jonathan Majors is not being considered for a return to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, at least not currently, despite reports on the contrary. Multiple sources with direct knowledge tell TMZ Jonathan has not engaged in any talks of return to the MCU after being booted in 2023 following the guilty verdict in his criminal trial. Despite the rumors of a potential return gaining traction on a fan website, our sources say that the studio is not considering bringing Jonathan Majors back into the MCU fold. Jonathan was well on his way to becoming Marvel's biggest villain, Kang the Conqueror, a couple of years ago, but it all came crashing down only hours after he was found guilty on 2 of 4 counts in his criminal trial in which he was accused of roughing up his ex-girlfriend. Majors has been working hard on his rehab of his image, but the MCU return is not in the cards, at least for now. Obviously, there's going to be multiple sources conflicting each other. We're just going to have to wait and see when they start putting together these next phases of the MCU. They might revisit it and say, hey, well, if we could do a limited series, or, you know, well, when I say series, I mean like a limited role where if he does pop up, maybe show his face, something old that they may have recorded, because this is money at the end of the day. Those misdemeanors, after a couple of years, we've already exceeded 2 years at this point, maybe 26, 27, they could go ahead and drop it. He will be removed. And if he can get into a couple of films of his own, have a little success there, I could see them definitely bringing them back. I know these studios, after what we've seen in these strikes, they're definitely not trying to rewrite everything. They're not trying to start from scratch. And they already had in mind what they wanted to do. Now, as far as MCU goes, we're going to see where this plays out. I'm going to keep up with it. Jonathan Majors is trying to get back into acting. I just wanted to drop this for you guys to keep you updated. If there's any articles pertaining to movies, TV shows that we watch, or any actors that we cover on my channel from their shows, go ahead and drop those articles down here. Join the Discord. It'll be pinned in the chat. I'm Mo.J. I appreciate you guys. And right now, good luck to Jonathan Majors. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. I'm out.
Jimmy on the beat, boy.